Hello, friends. This is John Klein III of episode 103 of Shadow and Flame of Magic, the podcast, and today we are reviewing Exiles 42. So let's get to it. Brr, 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 brr. Brr, 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 brr. And this is writer, penciler, and cover by Jim Calafore, inker Eric Cannon, colors Transparency Digital, which I don't recognize that as a coloring team, but sure. Letter Dave Sharp, associate editors Corey Shellmeyer and Stephanie Moore, and editor Mike Martz, editor-in-chief Joe Quesada, and publisher Dan Buckley. Inside cover ad is for Power Rangers Dino Thunder, as this came out in April 2004. And Exiles. They have become unhinged from time. They are heroes from different realities who must travel together from one alternate dimension to another, completing missions to repair broken links in the chain of time. They are the Exiles, and this is their fate. Stanley presents Exiles, a Nocturne's Tale Conclusion, Part 2 of 2. And the cast is Nocturne, T.J. Wagner, Hexbolts in Possession, Nightcrawler, Kurt Ragnar in Teleportation, Kitty Pryde, Phasing, Wolverine, Logan, Healing, Adamantium, Skeleton, and Cyclops. Scott Summers, Optic Blast. Before the Time Broker tore her from her homeworld, before she was forced to jump from dimension to dimension, mending the broken chains of time, the young mutant Nocturne was a member of her reality's X-Men, fighting next to her father, Nightcrawler. Talia Josephine Wagner strove to fight for a better world shared by man and mutant alike. The X-Men have recently put out an end to the time-traveling mutant Apocalypse's plan for world domination, but in the heat of battle, their teammate Kate Pryde disappeared in a burst of chronal energy, only to be replaced by a younger version of her younger self. While the X-Men work to find a way to return Kitty to her own time, Nocturne attempts to calm the frightened young girl by giving her a tour of the nearby town Salem Center. But suddenly, and to my surprise, and without warning, the former X-Man Cyclops and his renegade brotherhood of evil mutants launch an attack on the X-Men and their school. Get my old dad glasses back on. And there's a fun Wizard magazine ballot you could have submitted by March 1st, 2004. With favorite writer, which of the group I'd probably go with Brian Michael Bendis for Ultimate Spider-Man and Daredevil. Well, I didn't care for the Daredevil so much, but Ultimate Spider-Man, I mean, heck yeah. Favorite penciler, probably George Perez for the JLA Avengers. Favorite breakout talent, probably had to be Scott Collins, which currently was on The Flash. Favorite inker, probably had to go Jimmy Power Marty for 21 Down. Though I think if I was really voting in 2004, I probably would have gone with Art Thurber for inking Bagley on Ultimate Spider-Man. Um, oh yeah, which for whatever reason, Bagley didn't get nominated for favorite penciler part because everyone just takes it for granted. Favorite painter, Alex Ross, Battle of Planets, Joey, Liberty, and Justice. Though David Mack probably deserves some extra, votes, but I'm sure most people would have for Alex Ross. It'd be interesting to see who the actual winners were. Favorite colorist, historically I would have gone Laura Martin for Ruse because she was amazing on Astonishing X-Men. By the time, I think I went Dave Stewart for Ultimate X-Men. Favorite letterer, I mean, Chris Elopoulos for Ultimate Spider-Man Ultimates. I mean, amazing letterer. No relation, but Todd Klein for 1602. Sandman Endless Nights deserves a shout out. Favorite editor, probably Tom Brevoort for Avengers Fantastic Four. Is I've always liked Tom Brevoort. I know he's a company man and he's about to take over the X-Men, so people have some misgivings, but Wizard magazine, though, I mean, fun if Jim McLaughlin had one for all Top Cow books. Ralph Macchio for Ultimate Books is a great choice, as is Axel Alonso for the Spider-Man titles. Favorite hero of the list would probably been Spider-Man, Ultimate Spider-Man, but I would have wrote in Kitty Pryde for, represent. Oh no, I'm sorry. There's a favorite heroine, and I would have gone with Emma Frost for new X-Men, but I would have wanted to write in Kitty Pryde. But I mean, write in votes. I mean, probably can Google write in winners and see how many of them. Like, the percentage is low, but you know, good, good for the people who make it work. Favorite villain? Hard not to beat Doctor Doom for Fantastic Four. Oh no, I'm sorry. Zorn Magneto for new X-Men is nominated, so I would have gone X-Men. Favorite supporting character? I mean, Mary Jane Watson for Ultimate Spider-Man would have gotten my vote. Favorite ongoing series? New X-Men. Though Ultimate Spider-Man would have gotten the vote for my heart. Favorite miniseries would have been Joey Avengers, because I did not connect with 1602 nor Ultimate 6. Favorite one shot? Um, there's an Adventures of Gus Beezer X-Men, which I don't recognize at all. I should look into to see what that's about. Tomb Raider Epiphany. And I've never read any Tomb Raider books except for the Witchblade crossover they did. Favorite publisher? Marvel Comics, of course. Favorite comic merchandise? It'd probably have to be Hero Clicks Explosion. I don't know what set that would have been, but I was all about Hero Clicks in 2004. March 2004, it means I've just now starting dating my future wife. So 2004, big. No, I'm sorry, 2004. I would have be meeting her in November 2004. So I don't even know it yet, but I'm on the road to it. Um, to it, and by it I mean her. Um, which 2004. I wonder if I'm in Neighborhood Leadership Academy that my best friend Greg got. I told his mother that who worked for the city, Francis, that I want to be more involved in politics, and then she was like, "Well, join this leadership academy." Then I meet Cece Torres there and Lisa Surgeon. I eventually need a job, and they work for the student services over at NAU Yuma. And then there's an opening with the faculty office, and then they get me that job. Or, I apply for it. I was about to say audition for it, but that's not how that works. And, well, maybe. And then, Rosa Perez hires me, and then I meet my wife who's working at AWC at the time, and, we work in the office forever together. So, however long that took to tell that story. But, so I'm doing step one of that. Well, I guess make friends with Greg, make friends of his mom, who I always consider as like a second mom to me, and then that leadership academy. So step three. Where did I leave off? Oh, HeroClix. Marvel Legends Toy Biz is also a good choice. Favorite comic, TV, or movie projects? So this is what was going on in 2004. Daredevil, Justice League on the Cartoon Network, Smallville, Spider-Man on MTV, and X-Men 2. So X-Men 2 where I got my vote. Comics Greatest Moment, Clayface returns as Jason Todd, Doctor Doom scars Reed Richards, Spider-Man picturing Jean Grey naked in Ultimate Spider-Man 43, Thor hitting Superman with Mjolnir in Joey Avengers 1, Zorn revealed to be Magneto, New X-Men 146, and I'm pretty sure I would have just gone X-Men. And historically, I don't remember the Doctor Doom scars Reed Richards thing, but I mean, Clayface as Jason Todd sets up Jason Todd's return. So I mean, it's a lot of big moments in that would have been 2003. Nocturne Part Two. So all right, I was acting like a kid when I stormed out of the X-Men mansion, but I was just 17. And I didn't even know who I was. I needed to find out, but my dad just wanted to turn me into who he thought I should be. I thought he didn't care how I felt. Truth is, I never told him. I just kept it bottled up inside until I was too much, and I finally went oof on him. It says Hiroshima, and that's not even the worst. Like, I don't know, there's some body phobic things said later about Blob that I'm I don't care for that being used as late as 2004. Plus, it's like obvious adjectives for Blob, so I was like, I think we could do a little better. I regret the words I yelled at my dad as each one left my lips, but I still have to get out of the mansion and depressurize. Of course, soon as I bailed. And so we see Cyclops' Brotherhood, which is a rogue who a sore breed and Ben Grimm. It's someone green. So She-Hulk maybe? Oh no, no, no. She has scrolled chinny chin chin. So part was Elijah. Um, some other dude, Caliban maybe, someone with insect powers, and then someone in a radioactive man suit. The situation did some sincere and serious fan hitting, and Scott's making jokes. He's wearing a classic Cyclops outfit, but with a big metal armor around his right arm, and instead of the X over his chest, it's or his heart, it's an M for Magneto, I guess. And so now the X-Men are trying to fight him off, which is Warlock, Warpath, um, I already forgot his name. He stays in the later end of the book. Um, should have paused it, but my fingers. Oh, Armageddon, of course. How could you forget such a unique name? And then Nightcrawler, eye patch over his left eye, and Professor Logan, who is in a metal body brace, like Batman from Kingdom Come. And Scott's making some jokes about how people should be glad to see him. Kurt's trying to get people out of the room. He's teleported Logan to Mariah McTaggart, who must be on a bonus life here and living way into the future as Nocturne's like, what, 20 maybe? And Kurt looks like he's like hitting 50. Meanwhile, Katie and were at band practice. We called our music neo-techno thrash, fast, loud, and a good excuse to vent through any serious breakage, except eardrums. And Kitty does not seem to be a fan of this. And if it's young Kitty transported to, 20 years in the future, then, it's like an 80s sensibility kid. And it was not very good. We were just a garage band, never played one gig. Given time, maybe who knows? The band's name? Butt Monkey. I know, I know. It was our drummer Sean's idea. Yeah, Sean was pretty much a dork. And they just look like dudes on instruments. Sean the drummer, some dude with a guitar, and maybe another guy on bass, and TJ's the lead singer. And Rogues just killed Warlock, which made Warpath mad as he punches Rogue, but she gets right back up. Scott's mad that Kurt's keeping Logan from him as he's the great murderer. Oh yeah, Hive is the name of the insect controller person, who I guess is like Swarm, but a mutant. And then Hive tries to attack Kurt, but Kurt teleports away, which kills a big batch of the insects. There's an ad here for X-Men Evolution. Um, Powers revealed. 4 thrilling episodes from season 2. Pretty good season. X-Men Evolution, I'm a big fan of it, but I do wish we had a season of Rogue and Scott dating. Because, I mean, the best Rogue, right? I mean, besides comic Rogue. Which we were having fun at dinner, joking about. I don't know what got Walker talking about X-Men, but I'm all about talking about X-Men. It rarely happens, and my wife's a big Colossus fan to, poke me. And oh boy, that and Walker and I've been playing these X-Men plushies a bunch as I'm trying to come up with a new video idea, but can't come up with anything. I know YouTube success. You gotta make weekly content at the very least, if not daily content. And I'm just like, I don't know, I can't think of anything fun to do. But it rattles in the back of my mind. But well, I have one idea, but I want to do like a little production element to it, so I gotta find some time to get that done. um, oh yeah, this is gonna be one of the images I post, but uh, Nocturne's trying to think, getting herself worked up to get a tattoo, and Kitty's like, I don't know if you should do it. And TJ's complaining about her father, and Kitty's like, it sounds like he's a dad to me. Besides, Kitty says, is being an X-Men so bad? I mean, how many mutants are there in the world? And out of all of them, we get to do this. We get to to do good, make a difference. How cool is that? Which is going to pay off later. And Nocturne narrates, now that was annoying. 15 years old and Aunt Kate still way smarter than me. And we see Logan's upset that he can't do anything. He can't teleport or communicate with the team as Cyclops has destroyed the TK chip. Mariah is trying to be comforting as Radioactive Man and Armageddon crash through the wall with a crash. And so now everyone's in the danger room, or at least Mariah's laboratory. And Kurt keeps trying to talk Cyclops down. So instead of a tattoo, um, Nocturne has decided to get some dreadlocks, which I think look pretty nice. I guess, as opposed to her straight hair she had. You're sure this is a good idea? You bet your boots. I'm not wearing any boots. Not my point. I'm just saying. If it was snowing, I'd be wearing boots, like Kitty. But it's not snowing because, it's summer. Which I don't know. I mean, maybe Kitty's just being purposely oppositional here. Okay, enough of the boots. You brought them up. Right. Anyway, what you think? Oh my. Your dad's gonna freak. Which I don't know why he would freak about a hairstyle, but I mean, I don't know. And then there's this radioactive kid, um, who Hive attempts to kill, because Hive just the collection of insects, just takes anyone as a threat. And Radioactive Man just melts all the insects into dust. TJ, look, the school. Kitty and I got home just around sundown. We saw smoke around the mansion, and I almost ran over one of the students, and the kids are just running away. And now turns like, stop whining, is what? You're X-Men. At least you will be one day. Start acting like it. There are thousands of mutants in the world, and all of them, you get the chance to do this. You get to be a hero. How cool is that? As she says, pointing to Kitty, and they all mention how there's a big threat around the corner. There's some trading cards here as inserts for Real Tunes challenge cards. Oh, it's a Discovery Kids cartoon. Kenny the Shark and Tutinston. Wait, Frankenstein, Tutenstein. So I guess two new cartoons coming Disney, or Discovery Kids. Which I heard there was a cool, like, there was a Survivor show on there with kids, and then there was like a challenge show that like NBC turned into Discovery Kids at one point. Well, I should say TNBC. And that was a pretty good show. Oh yeah, the Marvel Knights, Fantastic Four title's coming, which is just called Four, the number, and very hard to Google, like how ER is hard to Google. You gotta type in like NBC's ER, or, to go Noah Wiley ER, or Anthony, or not Anthony Hopkins. Anthony, that's gonna bug me. Anthony Edwards, who's 64 apparently. And so his blob is the threat they were worried about. Um, TJ wraps her legs around his neck, and I don't know if she tries to possess him or just does a hex bolt to his head, but he just collapsed with a platoon. Which doesn't seem like a noise Blob will make when he goes face first into the ground, but it is. Oh yeah, that radioactive kid who was all green. That's the awkward part. There's two radioactive people. One was like a walking green skeleton. The other guy's like a big Hulk with like Olympus armor around him. And Kurt's mad that Cyclops killed Lucen, who was a walking time bomb. Kurt or Scott says in his defense. And Armageddon punches Radioactive Man hard enough where his containment suit's not broken. And and the radioactive man just like explodes. And then Scott blasts Kurt in the face, so Kurt's down. And Myra's like, Scott Summers, you stop right there. And Logan's like, Mars, don't. I miss Charles too, we all do, but you think this does justice to his memory and his dream? And Scott's like, Rogue. And Rogue stretches Myra out of the room. Rogue wearing like a very revealing outfit. Maybe she's like a, well, I guess she's a super Skrull at this point, right? With the Fantastic Four powers. And now he wants, so now Logan's finally face to face with Scott. Meanwhile, and this will be another image I post. I didn't say, but when TJ says the speech again, repeats Kitty's speech, I'm using that image as well. Hi, Mr. Summers. Not Uncle Scott. TJ, I'm hurt. You stopped being my uncle. You know when and you know why. So can we just get on with this? And so they got a team of Iceman, Kitty, and Iceman's young for some reason, and two other kids. Like who were in pajamas, it looks like. So maybe this is early morning? Oh no, but she was going to get tattoo and band practice? I don't know. Oh no, this sundown. So I guess they were in jammies for the night. And Kitty fights Caliban, I think it is. She's like, cool, TJ was right. If I concentrate hard enough and just let the tiniest part of my shirt go solid, I can knock out a guy even as dense as this white dwarf. Because this must be a Kitty pre um, the Morlocks issues. And then Rogue makes fun of Kitty by saying she should have stayed phased longer. Longa child. And then just like knocks her out. And then Iceman knocks Rogue out. So there's a lot of like, back and forth. And then TJ, Nocturne tries to phase into Cyclops, but he's like, don't be stupid, TJ. I know, Cyclops is like a real jerk in this. I know he's the leader of the Brotherhood, but I don't think he needs to be this much of a jerk. You think I want to come prepared for all maneuvers, including your body possession trick? I came equipped with personal disruptor field generators. You really should limit your bad decisions to your hairstyle. Like, Scott, don't be commenting on a lady's hairstyle. And he turns back to Wolverine. I've been pretty much knocked out of my senses, so I didn't get all of what Cyclops says as Scott blasts Logan's body brace apart. But it didn't matter. He had switched way into rant mode. He was screaming about the professor dying, but when he started going at Uncle Logan about Aunt Jean, I understand just what had sent him over the edge and what had messed up his sense of reality. He blamed Uncle Logan for her death, which I knew was impossible. I knew for a fact that Uncle Logan hadn't even been there when she died. And honestly, if there was any of us that could have been taking the blame for it, it was Scott. Wolverine called him on those facts, which Cyclops didn't take very well. He's like, liar! And he has that 90s, like, foaming at the mouth, like, spit mouth going on. I always thought foaming at the mouth was just a phase. Something you never really see, like when pigs fly or compassionate conservatism, which hits hard as, well, maybe during this era, or maybe it was around, 2001. Yeah, it might have been this era, but I had taken calling myself a compassionate conservative back when, like, political labels meant something. Now it's all like, just, a little bit of column A and B, right? And if you're lucky, maybe a column C. Cyclops went off the deep end at that point. I knew Uncle Logan didn't have much time left. And even if I was too woozy to move, I had an idea. So she's trying to wake up Armageddon. But Armageddon was out of it. I had to do something, and I only had seconds. And we see Scott's visor lighting up to blast Logan with the force of the punch dimension. And all of a sudden, Scott's like, what? And we see Logan's eyes as snick, snick. And so he has one fist over the M, over his heart, and then just, I guess if he had two hearts, or just his right pec. And Scott goes down, and we get a snack, snack. Or snacked. Which is, when the claws go back, and Scott just falls. You can put me down now, TJ. Yes, sir. As we see that TJ complicatedly took over Armageddon's body and then used his telekinesis powers to lift Logan's arms straight into Scott's chest. And then we get father and son here with a Banff doll, which is cute. I didn't have any choice. No way could I reach Cyclops in time to stop him, so I possessed Armageddon and used his TK to animate the Uncle Logan's arms, which reminds me of Alan Davis not trusting the artists when Alan Davis, the writer, employed Alan Davis, the artist, where he's just like, let me put some more words here just in case you didn't see all the art. But it's like, if you just look at the pictures, it was pretty obvious what happened there. So I get, I'm not gonna be able to butcher his name close. Calafore, that he's just like, I wrote it and I drew it, but maybe just to get the dialogue going, and maybe it helps too to imply that she's rambling here. How is he? Unconscious, but he'll recover. Everyone else is okay, but such a risk you took. Dad, if you've been out for the claws just an inch or two, Dad, I'm sorry, I worry. And so somehow, I guess the blades went into Scott's chest, but missed all the important, you know, like his heart and such. I know, but you did good, Liebling. You did good. Thanks, Dad. Now, can we talk about this hair? And it's not even like she cut it short. Like, literally, it just, you know, dreads. And the issue ends with a panel of Nocturne and Blink in their bikinis, belly down on towels, matching towels. It was one of the last moments where it's just like, all right, I guess if you want to sell this page separately, we had before the time broker decided to start playing hide in reality with us, which, in 2004, our part was just like, yeah, like superheroines and bikinis, let's go. Where it's like, come on, buddy. Now it's just like unnecessary. But I finally felt like my dad was proud of me. I made him happy. And Blink says, I think you made him happy the moment you were born, TJ. He was always proud of you. Yeah, you're a good person, TJ. However, there's one strange thing about you, which is your tail retracts? Yuck. Live with it, girl. I think that was at that point. Some artists drew her with a tail, other artists didn't draw her tail, and so we got to 42 issues before finally someone had to address the darn thing. And that, everyone, was Exiles 42, which I reviewed, of course, because I'm turning 42, which my wife, I don't know, we've been behind this year. Like, I finally spent this weekend packing Christmas away. Very proud of Walker D for helping move like tubs down the stairs. And I don't know, it might be a new tradition where we're waiting until Martin Luther King Day to put Christmas away. Like it's nice because usually wait till, Thanksgiving weekend to put it up. So it's like, yeah, like a 3-day weekend's perfect. But then we got so sick after or Christmas week. So, we've just been behind. So she finally took out the 2020, not finally, but she has a 2024 calendar, as most people do, and she was adding dates and was like, you're going to be 42 this year? And I'm like, yep. Which honestly, 42 does not feel any different from 35. Except going up and down stairs exhausts me, but that might be my low iron. But low iron might also be a symptom of just getting older, so I don't know. I'll get my checkup on February 1st, as I like to go see my doctor the day after my birthday, and they go like, "When's your birthday?" I go, "January 31st." They go, "Oh, hey, that was yesterday. Happy birthday." I'm like, "Oh, thank you." Which now feels like very manipulative, but yeah, swear it's mostly just a cute exchange for people to do. But now I wonder if it's my anxiety spiking of being like, "Well, just control one conversation." I don't know. I want to say even last year that one even commented on it. So let's see what Marvel comics are on sale this week. Okay, so let's see here. Gang War is still going on. Oof, I said show me variant covers, and I guess every comic gets variant covers now. Oh, X-Men 30, where they fight High Evolutionary, which I don't know how that plays into Fall of House of X or Rise of Powers of X, but we're fighting High Revolutionary, which Shadowcate's on the cover, so we are definitely reviewing that this week. Oh yeah, Dead X-Men are getting a variant cover. A Beast, Wolverine, Cyclops, and Colossus variant cover. Um, and of course this would be the January issue. So March issue is the Magic Shadowcat Kate Lockheed cover. So I mean that one I'm just gonna buy all variant covers. There's an all Wolverine variant cover where it's four Wolverines fighting Magneto from the X-Men one, like the original X-Men, the 63 one. There's a Jubilee ROM cover, which reminds me I want to try to get me a copy of that ROM X-Men one shot that collects all ROM X-Men issues as, once they lose the licensing to ROM again, like that should be worth a pretty penny. Plus it'd be nice to not have to dig out four comics every time I want to read those. X-Men 30. Oh, we're still looking at variant covers with Kurt and a big old Banff, so that's fun. Man, like every comic. Invincible Iron Man 14 is a Fall of X tie-in. Oh, I guess there's a Raw month going on. So might read that or review that one, but I'm gonna read it for sure because it has Iron Man and Emma Frost and Forge. And I know the preview pages sent people the Emma camp into quite the tizzy. Guardians of the Galaxy, Black Panthers going on, the Miracle Man trade. Oh no, I guess maybe it's an ongoing or Miracle Man by Gaiman and Buckingham, the Silver Age issue 7. So nice that they're doing something with the Miracle Man, man. Daredevil 5. Oh, I guess there's a Wolverine variant going on too. Oh yeah, because Wolverine's 50 this year, so I guess that's a thing. Catwolf and Howling Commandos 4, some Star Wars comics. Miguel O'Hara, Spider-Man 2099 3. Just a clunky title. Oh yeah, I guess Disney Marvel owns the Alien franchise, so now we get Alien comics. White Widow 3. Oh, Cable 1. Oh, with Nisi Eza and Eaton. So that should be a fun. Oh yeah, it's a Fall of X tie-in too, so we'll see what that's about. There's Avengers Twilight, which I know is supposed to be the next big event. Jackpot #1. Oh. So I guess I'll see if Cable has anything to offer. Usually I'm pretty cold on Cable. Oh yeah, Jackpot's getting plenty of, and I guess that's Mary Jane's superhero identity. And I guess they're reprinting Secret Wars, the 80s version, issue 1. So that's something. All right, so comics we're excited about. I'm glad I turned on variant covers, but I guess I'm disappointed by all the variant covers. Or just the concept that there's so many of them. So X-Men 30 and Cable 1, yeah, those would be the X titles. Um, I thought there was some. Oh, and Iron Man, Invincible Iron Man 14, X-Men 30, Cable 1. I was like, wasn't there three? So I want to say that will make my list of top six X-Men titles. I don't know if I include Cable. I'll see if it's worthy of ranking. Um, but we'll be at six X-Men titles of the year. Well, I guess seven if you count Wolverine, which you should, but I'm not rating it. Like a Sabretooth 4, like that's a hard pass for me. Unless Shadow Kate showed up, but as far as I know, she didn't. So then I got one issue left for 42, so I'll do that closer to the 31st. Because that's when Odad's birthday is. And so yeah, at least look forward to X-Men. Yeah, I don't think they're numbering like part one of, Fall of X or anything, but so In my heart, it'd be X-Men 30 for sure. Misha Kate's on the cover. And we'll see what Invincible Iron Man 14 has to offer. So thank you everyone for listening. You can find me on Twitter and uh, YouTube at Jackal SII. You can find the blog on Twitter and Instagram, and I'm going to post those 3 Exiles 42 issues on there at SNFWM and spelt out. Which thank you so much, the 3 or 4 people who friended the or not friended, followed the Twitter account. Appreciate that. Helps, you know, I don't know, it makes me happy for one, but also makes the helps the account grow. So thank you so much. And so I upload those images when I upload the episode. So thank you everyone for listening, and I'll talk at you later this week. All right, everyone. Bye.